Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. My name is Carlos. Today we're going to be going over a very short workout session for bench press and abdominals. And the one thing I want to get into today is training periodization, or changing your training style every several months. Many of us who started out in commercial gyms learned how to lift a certain way within a certain rep range, certain amount of volume, and of course intensity. We never were exposed to powerlifting or Olympic weightlifters or young kids who would come in and lift 500-600 pounds. You don't see this in commercial gyms. You see people doing cables, machines, bench press with 1, 2, maybe 300 pounds. Very rarely you see the odd guy who comes in and can do 400 or 500 pounds, but most people at gyms aren't really exposed to what is called hardcore weightlifting. Now, if you are serious about this hobby, if this is not your profession, because if it is your profession, you'd know better, but if this is your hobby, you're a person who is just interested in getting better, getting more muscle, and just having overall great results. Everyone wants a great body, right? So who doesn't? Some people will go to extremes to get that result, and some people just want to take it on a more normal, even keel. So what do you do? It is of my strong opinion that people, whoever you are in your journey in weightlifting, should devote a period of time to power and strength training. When you increase your thresholds, when you can increase your major lifts to a higher level, your entire training is benefited. Your triceps cable extensions go up, your dumbbell curls go up, your leg extensions go up. If you say you were squatting a plate and a half or 200 pounds, 2 plates, and that's pretty much your max, you take a few months, 3 or maybe even 6 months to get into powerlifting, go into lower rep ranges, and really explore the what it is to gain strength. When you achieve that strength will pretty much be with you for the rest of your life. Part of it is a skill, it's a technique, but a lot of it is just raw strength that you do develop with these systems. So once you develop that strength, everything else is going to be benefited, okay? All the isolation moves, all the pump moves, all those great, gym rat routines will see themselves greatly improved if you increase your strength threshold. Now, how do you go about doing this? Like I said, most people aren't really exposed to this type of information. They just go to the gym, they know what they're doing, they get great results for a period of time, and they stay with it for decades and don't really see any improvement above and beyond the initial gains. So this is why periodization is so important. You have to invest a period of time in power and strength. I'm not saying that you should stay with that exclusively and make that like your goal and your focus. It's much more fun to do volume. It's more interesting to have a wider exercise selection, and some of the routines with power and strength can be not only tedious but daunting, right? And heavy weights can injure you. So where am I in this particular journey? I just finished off several months of training exclusively for strength and power. I'd done it in the past, and I was just trying to regain my old level. I was trying to level up to where I was before. Now I was thinking of taking it towards the end of June, but frankly I can't give any more. I'm beat up. I'm pretty much sick and tired of it. So I reached my limit with that. I can't really squat heavy anymore because my knee is bothering me. I pulled my hamstring. I hurt my pec a little bit last session, which I'm going to put up on the video. And what else? A little sprain on, it's just like these aches and pains start to accumulate when you're doing really heavy weights. Now, the beauty of this is that you don't have to continue with the heavy weights forever. So I will be switching over to a lower intensity. Intensity in weightlifting is weight. People say, I train really intense. You have to get the words right. Things in bodybuilding, they have a particular significance. So when we're dealing with intensity, it's about 1 rep max. What is your maximum weight that you can lift? That is intensity. Volume is the amount of work that you do, and frequency is how often you do it. So in this case, intensity is like the hardest thing to do because you're lifting the heaviest weights. You can't do it frequently and you cannot do too much volume. So it becomes a bit of a chore after a while. You want to switch it up, you want to do more exercises, but when you're in the intensity phase, you cannot do volume. Any extra set that you do will be a detriment to your overall goals. It will detract from your recuperation, and you will not see results if you start adding in volume while doing intensity. Once you finish your intensity training, you've done your 8, 12 weeks or 16 weeks or whatever that you can resist and your body can handle, then you switch over to more volume and you bring it down like 20, 30%. These are, I mean, I'm just throwing numbers out there. Some people are very rigid. No, I do 87.65% of my max. It's like, okay, I mean, that's great. You're a scientist. You know, I just bring it down to generalities. Bring it down to like 70%, okay? So if you have a 400-pound squat, say, bring it down to 300. You know, you're doing 4 to 6 reps with the 4 plates. Now you're going to be doing 8 to 10 reps and maybe doing extra sets, more volume. Different exercise selection. You're going to be doing more isolation moves, more machines, more cables. This makes it more interesting. You can switch up the exercises from session to session as long as they're in that weight range and you're doing the effort. You're doing the best effort that you can within those sets. Then you're going to see results with the volume training. So that's what I'm going to be doing for now. I'm going to take a week or 2 off completely from the gym. Maybe not completely. I can do a few, you know, like I'll do my abs, I'll do calves, I'll do some lower back work and stuff like that. And I won't miss and I'll be doing the 30-minute cardio sessions that I've been doing. Now, the thing is with this intensity thing, it's been working for me. I've been gaining body weight, I've been gaining muscle, I've been gaining strength, but I just can't continue with it anymore. I'd love to. I love to continue with the gains, but if I continue doing this, I know I'm going to get hurt. So I don't want to get hurt. That would be very embarrassing. So I'm stopping right now, and I'm going to continue with the hypertrophy. You know, that being said, you know, I'm still going to be gaining muscle and body weight as long as I'm in a caloric surplus. So that's what I'm trying to do now. Body weight today is 205 pounds. Fasted in the morning, and my goal is to reach 240 pounds. And I'm not going to do it like this week or next month. This is a long-term goal of between 12 to 16 months. Now, once I reach that goal, it'll be cutting, it'll be dieting, and trying to preserve as much muscle as I can, and lean out down to 8-10% body fat. So it's all a very long process. Sometimes these things just require a great deal of patience, and you have to see them through. This is the beauty of bodybuilding, is that you can be as disciplined as you want to be. I mean, you can get really, really in tune with this thing and take it to the limit and be the best you can be, which is one of the reasons that I do this. Now, I know many people are into this exclusively to look good. They don't have, you know, like grandiose schemes with bodybuilding, or they don't want to be like the best in the world or anything like that. But that being said, why waste time in the gym? Why? You know, there's always a good and there's a mediocre way of going around things. So I would strongly suggest that if you're into this for the long term, if you really want to get good, be the best that you can be. Be as excellent as you can be. You know, whatever it is that you're doing in life, whatever your job is, you know, the time that you have for your physique, for your bodybuilding, for your nutrition, learn and be the best that you can be. Strive for excellence with this. Why not? I mean, you know, you have something better to do in the gym than just, you know, half-ass it. Or many times we think we're doing the right thing in the gym, especially the men and women out there that have been doing this for a while, and they have seen some results, but they're not willing to change. This is why change something that's been working. Because it's always good to find new ways of doing things. Don't get so set in your ways that you cannot learn. That's not good. We should always be learning as long as we're alive. We should be willing to find a better way. So, and in bodybuilding, there's so many ways to improve. It's all about improvement, bringing up lagging body parts, improving the overall physique, getting leaner, getting harder, getting stronger. This is the promise of work in bodybuilding, is that you can improve whatever it is that you set your mind to improve on. So that's kind of like my 2 cents on that, and just, you know, giving you an update of where I am. Now, referring to this particular session, I tore my pec. it wasn't a severe peck. If you can see here in the video, this thing is like a melon, and this is like the normal. It's bruised over here. I didn't rip it. I didn't tear it off the bone. It doesn't require surgery, nothing like that. Just bruised up a little bit. It put the fear of God in me for sure. It was the last rep on my last set, on my last exercise. And man, oh my God, it's like it was the most horrifying moment I've ever had in my life. I remember that Larry Wheels video from a couple of months ago where that fellow was doing 5 plates on the incline, and you can see his chest just pop. It looks like a little rodent running underneath his skin, like just crawling up and bunching up. And as I felt the thing like ripping at the moment, I said, oh my God, and I just dropped the weight on my chest and I did the roll of shame and the whole thing. It's not embarrassing because these things happen, man. If you're in this sport, if you're hardcore, you're going to have some aches and pains. And to believe that you're never going to be hurt or injured or anything like that, then you're really playing it safe. Well, good on you, I guess. You know, I don't know what to say about that. I believe that if you're trying really hard, you know, eventually you're going to get injured. If you play sports, you're going to get injured. You're going to get hurt. Now, the thing is, you know, don't make it a catastrophic injury. And thank God this was not catastrophic. Like, this was 2 days ago, and I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling good. When the swelling goes down, the bruising will go away eventually, and I'll be back bench pressing for sure. I can't wait to get back to the bench press. The fear is not going to push me away, you know, so... Anyways, that's what happened today with the bench press. In all other respects, it was a great workout. I'm doing weighted abdominals also. Now, people have this fear that if you put weight on your abdomen, you're going to develop this like thick waistline. Thick waistlines come from being fat, okay? If you're lean, if you get down to your genetic limit of leanness, like your 8-10% body fat, you're not going to be wide like a refrigerator. That's you got to be taking all kinds of drugs and shit and eating like 10,000 calories a day to have a really thick, blocky midsection that's that muscular, right? It's just blown out by, you know, growth hormone, insulin, and all of that. But for normal people, you want to have that midsection as powerful and as muscular as you can. It'll be slim and it'll have muscles on it. And the only way to really get that is to do weighted abdominals. I mean, you can do crunches until the moon turns green. And it's just an inefficient way of going about things. So on the video I do the steep incline crunches with a plate on the back behind my neck. I started out with a 5-pound and I'm up to a 10-pound. And let me tell you, each and every single rep of those feels like a heavy squat or a heavy bench press or a back row or something that's really requiring a lot of effort. And to feel that crunch like right down the middle of the abs, you know, it's an incredible feeling that I don't get from doing 25 reps and going for the burn. It's not the same when you feel the crunch on the abdominals from your very first rep. And to do that, you got to put weight on it. So, you know, that's it for today. You know, going over a very short recap of the session. It's on the end of the video. It's like only 2.5 minutes of whatever it is that I did today, and my thoughts on everything else. God bless everybody, and stay happy, stay well, and until next time.